Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the channel. This is the first time you are seeing me. Please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. A lot of the conversation in the last few days is on CES or upcoming CES for 2021. We've had a lot of news from Samsung and Sony, but this video is actually going to be about a panel from last year. It is the Panasonic GZ1000 that I had the honor to actually have some hands-on time with at Value Electronics, the only place in the US where you can purchase a Panasonic OLED.
I've seen things you people.
Panasonic back in the US, that is so exciting for so many of us. Panasonic has my heart. It is one of those brands that I am very loyal to, and I've wanted them to come back. I miss them terribly. My plasma is just so, it's just such a memory to have Panasonic. And when they got into OLEDs and they went into that industry, we were all wanting so badly to see OLEDs, or I should say plasma OLEDs. We wanted to see them carry that tradition forward, go farther with plasma or get into OLED, and they did. And they've been probably the best OLEDs out there. They have the vibrancy of the LG and brighter, but they have the accuracy of Sony and even more accurate. And that's what we see today at Panasonic. Panasonic OLED at Value Electronics. Robert and Wendy Zahn were chosen, the only retailer in the US to carry these very special, they're GZ1000s. They're 2019 models, but they're specifically engineered and picked for Hollywood use. They're actually just monitors. They have no smart features at all. They are very fast. We will have some hands-on footage with it. I will show you the settings that it has, the options that it has, but I will tell you that it was absolutely jaw-dropping. It is in the same room as a Sony Z9G, an LG ZX, which is an 8K $20,000 LG, as well as the A9G, the new A9S, the A8H, and it really, in my opinion, looked better than all of them. If you had told me that that Panasonic was 8K, I would have believed you. It is very simple in its design, but its accuracy is stunning. It is a flawless image. It's as perfect to me as I've seen a TV look. Running many of these demos that you see behind me, I've seen them on all kinds of panels. To see them on this Panasonic was amazing, and believe the hype, it was that gorgeous. They are expensive. They are special panels. They're hand-picked by Panasonic. 99% of them fail and don't move on. So it's an amazing opportunity for Value Electronics. It's the beginning of this relationship for them. So you'll see hopefully more Panasonics and more recent ones, because we'd love to see what Panasonic has to offer with their newer models. But these are very special panels. It was an honor for me to be there. Thank you again to Robert and Wendy Zahn. Check out their website in the description below, and you can see the prices and see the details on these models, and you'll see them in the video. All right, guys, I hope all is well. Check out the Panasonic. All right, guys, here we are in the store looking at the GZ1000. As I mentioned before, this is actually a 2019 panel. The difference with these monitors, again, they are specially made for Hollywood, for that same accuracy that so many of you that love the Sony Master Series strive for. A lot of these demos that you see here are from the HDR channel as well as LG Global. These are my favorite demos on YouTube. And unfortunately, with Value Electronics, again, this is a studio gallery store that they have. This is the remote here, very basic remote. But unfortunately, their lighting there's just so many windows, as you can see, in that reflection. Any display, even Samsung's, would struggle with the reflections here as we go through the settings a little bit. So I apologize for the off angle. This is actually behind their desk. So we're just going through here what their menus look like. A lot of these things are familiar to many of you that have had Panasonic plasmas in the past, even from the yellow with the Pro settings and the different verbiage for Panasonic kind of made me smile a little bit. But even that motion, weak, these different terms that they use. contrast AI. There's just a bunch of different details they have in their menus. Always interesting going into the menus of different manufacturers. But Panasonic, it's like hanging out with an old friend. But again, I'm sorry for the reflections. I'm sorry I'm off angle simply because their desk, as you can see them in the reflection, is right behind me. But I don't think I've ever been really more impressed with a display, especially an OLED. And again, spending time with the Z9, which was last year's $30,000 OLED from LG. This one really just blew my mind, especially if you're somebody who's in love with accuracy. Just going through some of the picture settings here. A little nervous going through. I'll go through the presets at the end of the video. You're a little nervous going through a panel like this, as you know it's already calibrated. I want to mess around with it and change anything that they have, made with their calibrations. But I don't believe they actually had to do much with this panel. I believe it was already so finely tuned. They just ran tests on it in-house. So many of these demos we are all so familiar with. Now, there are no smart features on the panel itself. It is just a monitor. Like other OLEDs, it is very thin. It does have, the back has this gnarled, almost leathery feel to it. And there's the power buttons. There is a cover that goes over that. I'll have to go around the other side. The funny thing with Value Electronics when you're in their store is that you're constantly bumping into $50,000 speakers. Things of that nature. Now, these demos here, these are some of our favorites from LG. And I honestly have never seen them look cleaner or better. This is also running off a Panasonic 9000, UB9000 4K Blu-ray player. Now, because there's no smart features, Value Electronics gives away one of their 4K Blu-ray players from Panasonic to go with the display. And I believe they were $1,000 at one time. But look, even the steam coming off of the tea pots just looked incredible. Again, I know you're seeing Robert there in the background, but it was so clear. It did give you that three-dimensional look. No artifact or anything. Here's the back of it. There is a cover that actually goes over this. What's funny is the speaker here probably costs more than most of the TVs. There's a little bit more of the look of it. They are HDMI 2.0. I believe it is a 2019 model. It is a year behind. But I will tell you guys, for those of us that are really into specs and peak brightness, and it just doesn't matter when you're looking at it. And that was one thing I really felt when I was watching it. I didn't care what year it was from. I didn't care what it was, its peak brightness or anything. It's a very vibrant panel. And I know that reflection looks really bad, but the windows behind me it's all window. These are favorite demos here. I'm sorry, it's like the Blair Witch Project as I'm moving around with the camera. But many of us know these same demos, and that looks real. And that is a extremely bright image. There's a skylight above me, as well as the windows in the front. The stand is very basic, but it is a very elegant looking. It has this kind of sloping underneath the panel, gives it a floating look. Spending a lot of time with the A9S, the A9G, the LG CX, the LG C9. This panel looks, in my opinion, better and more natural. Now, granted, it's a lot more expensive. It is made specifically for Hollywood. It's not quite obvious. It's not that Sony that we see that they all measure movies against, but that is kind of the idea of the panel, is to have accuracy. These are very tough demos on anything. Again, this is the LG black demo. I'm trying to get out of the way so you don't just see me. But you get a little bit of a feel of how absolutely gorgeous there is. Also, the motion, perfect. There was no noise. Again, this is still just YouTube. So, to be able to come back and, run some Blu-rays on it, 4K Blu-rays would be nice. Now, their store, again, is a gallery store, but they are in the process of moving so much merchandise. Unfortunately, you're getting a glimpse into how their store looks, but they are doing business. So I've been there at times where there's no boxes, there's no nothing, but, you know, it's very hard to film there. They do have the theater that's in the back that has a JVC projector, which is a full movie theater, but yeah, that's where they also do their calibrations, and that's where my CX will be calibrated when I get it replaced. You know, I've seen these demos again on the TCLs as well, and Samsung, and it's just the accuracy here, it just looks unbelievable. I can't stress enough either how big a deal it is that Value Electronics also has these panels. Now, they are a year behind, but if this relationship works, I'm sure they will end up with, you know, current displays. The year before this, which they also still do have for sale there, you can call. It doesn't have eARC, but it comes with a soundbar and doesn't have Dolby Vision. I believe this has Dolby Vision, HDR, and HDR 10 Plus. And it just looks unbelievable. I also shot video again of the new ZX, which is the Z9 from LG. That's their new panel for last year's $30,000 OLED. It is beautiful, but this just looks different. Again, if you told me this was 8K, I would have believed you. Now, I'm late to the party, unfortunately, but I was there the day before they got these panels, so I actually would have had the scoop the day of, but I missed it. Here I'm going to go through the presets. Again, the remote is very basic. I would like to have a better remote. You should see the remote on the ZX. But, you know, the different presets that you have here, they have Professional 1 and 2. And they have Vivid, Standard, Professional Photo, Home Theater, THX Cinema, THX Bright Room, Cinema, Custom, Professional 1 and 2. Now, Professional 1 and 2 are their calibrated modes. I thought that maybe Jonathan, their calibrator, created those, but that's their modes. And you saw earlier through the settings that they have a game mode that you can turn on. So I'm not sure if that game mode can be used in all of these and have it enabled. But, you know, we'll see next time I'm there. But that's my quick look at the Panasonic, the only US one, GZ1000. Thank you so much. Thank you to Value Electronics, and I hope you guys enjoyed the demo. I'm sorry about the glare. I hope you can actually see kind of what I see, but I was absolutely blown away, and it may be the best panel I've ever seen. And there's the back of it. There's the stand. But I will see you guys in the comments. We'll cover some CES stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the website. Thank you to Value Electronics. Have a great day.